Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing what is considered to be the world's best universal disc player, the Magnetar UD900. This is utterly stunning. The pinnacle, both in craftsmanship and engineering and sound quality and picture quality. Every element of this player, everything, has been brilliantly well thought out. The power supply is overrated. It's full of the best smoothing capacitors. The regulation circuitry is absolutely second to none to ensure that everything internally is being fed with the lowest noise floor power possible, regulated voltage within minute tolerances, and then we start talking about some of the other things. The dedicated ESS stereo digital to analog converter for the stereo output, so that's single-ended and balanced. The circuit board itself is ginormous, just for the audio playback for CD and SACD. They complement that with an independent circuit and digital ESS Pro digital to analog converter for the 7.1 channels that are on board. It runs every physical format imaginable. It supports media both from USB and external hard drives and LAN connections, SACD, DSD for audio, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, every disc-based format, so DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, SACD, CD. Streamed formats, high-end downloadable music formats, absolutely everything. It's perfect. Every element has been beautifully well thought out. No expense has been spared on every little bit that is inside. So let's have a look. Magnetar. Their boxes, designed for air freight, have dual box approach, you'll see that. Sealed closed with packing tape, model and information on one end, including the fact that this in its box is 19 kilos. I mean, look at it, you can see it's physically huge. Net weight inside it, 16 kilos for the player. Magnetar information, basic stuff like that. Getting in, really straightforward. Again, like most, the packing tape is easy to get the first layer off. Again, because this is a big player, you should roll the box and take the outer off, creating a freight card. Now, I did say it was the UD900, didn't I? It's the UDP900, you'll forgive me for that one. Nevertheless, the inner box has a line drawing of the player itself, showing the central location of the ROM drive. Magnetar logo, a couple of the compliance things as I mentioned, so UHD Blu-ray, Dolby Vision, Dolby Audio, DTS HD Master Audio, the Blu-ray logos, including Blu-ray 3D, and obviously the HDMI logo. There's now at this point scannable information associated with the model and serial number, and again an emulation of that on the other side. This inner carton, just like the last one, is sealed closed with Magnetar branded packing tape. And then we see the elaborate next layer that they've put in. At this point, this is a card, life-size photo, and it's a bit of an editorial perhaps. On the back, absolutely nothing at all. Looking at it, we see a couple of the basic accessories. So the first is a New Zealand IEC 3-pin power cord, a set of Duracell AAA batteries, and the Magnetar remote control. The remote is sealed in a bag. It and has a beautiful, by the way, beautiful, elegant feel to it. The batteries slip in the base, the whole base unclips, and once in have a really good fit and finish as far as that feeling in your hand. All of the main functions are operated off the remote control. Navigating through the menu is very easy as well, and the on-screen display, by the way, is brilliant. There's an assurity to it. You sort of know kind of where you are and where you need to go as far as what settings you might need. Nothing sort of buried away that you might need immediately, and only the most unlikely things that you would need would ever be sort of layers deep. Nevertheless, there's the remote control. Looking at it again, we've got closed cell polystyrene foam, okay, all cut to protect it in freight. So rather than polystyrene, they've used the heavier sort of higher impact stuff to keep it in one piece in transit. Then we've got a really full, comprehensive, multilingual manual. Now this is a departure from most companies. Everything is expected to be online. This manual is brilliant as far as explaining the basic setups first, and then as you continue on, some of the more advanced things are explained as well. Lifting the product out reminds me, of course, that this is a 16 kilo player. It's a hefty beast. Again, the moulded allows for the feet to sit in perfectly to ensure it's hugely well protected. Right, now the player itself. It is protected inside a semi-soft bag. It's sort of a felt bag, you can kind of see it there. Branding, of course, on it. It is velcroed, and the velcro opening reveals the front of the unit, and then it's a combination of sort of lifting and slipping to get it off. Now that means, of course, because it's so heavy, it's a little bit of a slow process. I dare not put it on its front, so probably the easiest next step is maybe rock it around a little bit, you know, slide it and slip it. Basically, as soon as it's over the front feet, it's going to make the process much easier. So again, once the bag is over the front feet, it can be easily tipped forward and the bag sort of slid slowly off. The bag is absolutely fit for, you know, it's a tight fit. It's designed to protect and keep it scratch-free in transit. Now the rear feet themselves, by the way, even the feet are designed to isolate from a vibration perspective as well. So there we go. Get rid of that. Right, looking at the unit for the first time, and I'm going to pause, please. This is ginormously heavy. It's brilliantly well built. Anything with a physical spinning drive has to be aware of the microscopic vibrations that it will have to deal with and contend with. This has extruded aluminium panels. It has internally bracing elements. It has physically isolated the DVD Blu-ray drive. It's suspended. It's virtually vibration free. The clamping mechanism is second to none in its class, full stop. This is certainly not a cheap player, so when I say second to none in its class, the class is up there quality-wise. They've got a separate power supply off to one side, which is also encased in a separate box. Then, centrally, as I alluded to, the drive with the bracing, and then a massive board associated with the digital to analog conversion for the balanced audio outputs. And then sort of centrally towards the back, we've got its board for the 7.1 analog output. The front itself has a CNC lathed Magnetar logo, and again that's aluminium, it's braced, and the front is the two-tone that we see to balance the display at the front here. It's got a headphone socket at 6 1/4. It's got a USB socket in the front there. Very discreet and elegant. You've got basic power, skip forward and back, along with stop, play, pause, and open and close. The drawer itself moves smoothly with an elegance to it, again because they've even thought about that. The display is easy to use and can be turned off from both the setup and the remote control, so it can sort of have a bit of a nighttime mode where the display will will light up only when you are needing it to select a track or navigate through something. Again, the front with the beautiful extruded aluminium paneling has the Magnetar logo. Looking at the side, we see how deep this product is. Again, these panels are extruded aluminium and bolted in place to ensure that the unit has real structural integrity. To the back we see the inputs and outputs, and again they've spared no expense. I alluded to the completely separate power supply, which is why you'll see the IEC socket is sort of quite central in this module. Instead of being jammed off to one side, which is what we commonly see, this is integral in the design of how to isolate the potentially noisy power supply from the other potentially delicate bits. We've got an on and off rocker switch, a 3-pin IEC socket and a fuse beneath. Next along we see the model number, the UDP900, and the beautiful gold-plated RCA sockets for the 7.1 channel outputs. Setting that up and getting the most out of it is actually really easy. It's all through the colour on-screen display. Then we see traditional coax and optical digital outputs to potentially use this for a myriad of other things around the home. If you're actually playing a CD, absolutely you're going to use the analog out. So this is a feature set allowing it for potential use in secondary areas or in older products that could be utilised elsewhere. We've got an RS232 socket for control, and above it the ability to use the DAC on board for asynchronous USB. So this is a USB input. Beside all of this we see a USB 3 input, which allows for both thumb drives and external hard drives. We see twin HDMI outputs. One marked HDMI out 1 is the main HDMI output, and the HDMI 2 is audio only. This allows for two different applications. One is where you've got a high-end projector or monitor television, and a legacy older theatre amplifier which doesn't support the video formats of 4K, and so you would drop the audio output to a legacy amp. The other alternative is that you would have this going to a theatre amplifier, and then the second output for audio only for SACD or CD playback. Again, most would use the exquisite DACs that are on board for any of the analog, but it ensures that you've got that ability from a feature set perspective. Then you've got a megabit per second LAN connection for your streaming capabilities. The setup and software update is best done via the network socket. Okay, I alluded to this already, I've kept it for last. We have the brilliant, balanced and single-ended RCA outputs. You can see that these are, and please, as always, hang around for the photographs. We'll take a good close-up of this area. You'll see that these are a completely different quality set to ones that are already very good for the 7.1 out. The analog out, both balanced and single-ended, are designed to be perfect for a high-end universal disc player like this is. Now, apart from the feet that I mentioned, which are rubber, in fact they're a compound, they're designed to stop surface vibration and resonance, everything is utterly perfect. Again, everything. The chassis, the power supply, the caps that they're choosing throughout it, absolutely everything is designed with its audio and video performance in mind. No expense is spared. This is not a cheap player, but it is the best, and with that in mind it is extremely good value. So there we have it, Magnetar's reference quality UDP900 Universal Blu-ray Player, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.